you curious about the kinds of financial return you can get from buying farmland in Uganda? If so, stay tuned. We are on our way to look at some land. And damn, it's already started to be quite an adventure. We had a car planned to use, and the last minute the car didn't work out, so we had to scramble to get another car. And the last car I rented was bad, but this car is unbelievable. The fuel gauge doesn't tell me whether it's full or not. One of the doors doesn't open. There's no AC. Whatever this is, blowing out hot air. One of the windows doesn't go up and down properly. I've never seen a tint like this before. It's like they painted the window, but we're trying to make it work. The goal is for Mandinah to make her first land investment. Her family member found the land for us. We'll check it out. We're gonna see what it's all about.
There was an accident. It's stopping all over the cars. There is a lot of people here gathered. The police had to come to pick the one who are injured. Yeah, now we are moving. Okay, you see the car? It was a taxi. These are the guys going to show us where the land is. Damba, how are you, Mama?
How are you?
Well, thank you. And you?
Okay, guys, she's my mom.
As we arrived in the village, we were met by various family members, all converging on the piece of land. It seems that purchasing the land is a family affair. Uncles, aunts, cousins would turn up for both sides, the buyer and the seller, just to verify everything is as it should be. The land is marked properly, and most importantly, to make sure that the transaction happens officially and safely.
Mugara told me that this is where the land starts from. So I asked him what shows that it starts from there. Come and see this.
What is
this
it?
plant. This. It's called Mpwanyi in Uganda, so I don't know how it's called in English. This is one of the things which separates land in villages. So this is where the land starts from. We have to buy when we are going like this. So all of this coffee is ours.
Now, Mandinah has land of which she's inherited, and it's quite a lot of land. But this is her first purchase land herself. Like, she's made the money, she saved the money, and she's buying it for herself. And for her, it's a special occasion. I would say it's maybe the equivalent of your child going off to university to get a degree. It's like a family important milestone that they want to take. And so she's very excited, and I'm just here to support the process.
Once gathered, the party proceeded to walk the entire perimeter of the land. They had measuring tapes. Lots of discussions were had about the types of yield that the land was currently bringing, the availability of water on the land, as well as an opportunity to buy a further 1/4 of an acre if Mandinah so desired.
For anyone that's trying to picture exactly how big the land is, we're talking about the size of a football pitch, or the size of an American football pitch. So Mandinah's goal is to, any additional money she manages to save, she purchases some land. And the goal is to never sell unless you're upgrading the land, consolidating land, or something like that. But the plan is to leave the earth with more land than you came with, and you pass that on. And so your wealth, your stability grows. It's interesting how in the West, we often don't have a concept of owning real things. I mean, people have their 401ks, people have their pensions and all of their plans for their stability, right? But in a world without banking, you start looking at real assets, land that produces. So this land has coffee, it has corn, it has other various plants, and part of the measuring the value of it is understanding what the land can produce. So just like an investment that brings you a yield, this land will produce yield every year for Mandinah, and as well as the asset itself growing in value, just like a property or a business that matures.
So let's talk about the finances of this investment. The cost to purchase this land is $1,600. With the existing crops, including coffee, that is already on the land, the annual yield is already more than $1,000. Mandinah's plan is to make the land 100% coffee. It will take her about 3 years to achieve this, but after these 3 years, the land will yield a minimum of $4,000 a year. Even if you lay aside the fact that land prices increase every year, this is a fantastic financial investment that would be hard or maybe even impossible to find in the West. So the whole process lasted late into the evening, and underneath the stars and our mobile phone torches, a contract was written up on a piece of paper like a notebook, and every person who attended had to sign. We're talking about 10 signatures plus.
Kiguziza omukyala Nasirumbi Mandinah. Kimuguziza sente milioni 6.
The only snag that we came across was that the owner's son at one point refused to sign. This was significant because the owner is not in the best of health and he's elderly. The danger would be that if the owner passed away, the son could just pop up and say the transaction never happened with his knowledge and that he has a claim to the land. He was extremely reluctant and even asked for payment in order for him to sign. But his cousins and his dad had some strong words for him and he ended up signing and the deal was closed. It was too late to finalize with the local chairman because in this part of the country, the chairman is supposed to provide a stamp and an acknowledgement that the land has been transferred. That would have to wait till tomorrow. We wouldn't be around for that, but as one of the key members on the contract, Mandinah's mum is more than capable of finalizing that process. We finished the evening off visiting with Mandinah's sister who just recently had a baby, and that was a nice way to close off what was one of the best days of Mandinah's life, buying her first piece of land with her own money for the first time.
So, all diasporas, come back to Africa and buy a land. Me, I'm staying in town in Kampala, but I've decided to come back to my born, like from where I was born, in my village, to get land for myself. How about you, who's in Western countries? If me, I can come from Kampala to my village to buy land, what about you? Because me, the reason why I'm buying the land this side, I don't know what may come tomorrow. You never know, I may get any problem in town. And this is my plan B now. This is my first land buying.